What's good is your boy Tad Money, and today I'm going to talk about the metaverse is not going to get left behind. I know that Mark Zuckerberg, many others, even Microsoft, turning it back on the metaverse and focus on generative AI or artificial intelligence and creating smart cities, smart houses, smart cars, and stuff like that, and that matter when artificial intelligence play a role in. But also, I want to say though is that even though they focus on artificial intelligence, AI itself is the ones AI itself is the one that's going to develop these metaverses, create these metaverses and stuff like that. And this is a Vogue article, Vogue, the magazine. If you're not familiar, Rihanna and ASAP Rocky did Vogue. I think it was Vogue. I think it was this. But let's just read the article. Why the metaverse is far from over, according to an expert. As the uncertainty surrounding a rapidly growing metaverse soars, Mari Hernandez, co-founder of Luxo, and dematerialized forecasts what we can expect from the space in the near future. Let's get ready. Now more than ever, the metaverse is surrounded in a layer of uncertainty and skepticism. Given the cryptocurrency crash that happened last year and increasing concerns over issues like data privacy and security, it's not hard to see why. Already, questions have been raised about whether the metaverse might be over before it has even begun. To Marjorie Hernandez, the metaverse remains the invisible next iteration of the internet. As the co-founder of Web3 digital fashion marketplace, the dematerialized Europe-based blockchain Luxo, she had witnessed firsthand how the conversation surrounding the metaverse accelerated rapidly over the course of 2022. Last year, the potential of the metaverse became really clear. We got to look at how the future of the internet could look like, but as the conversion around the metaverse spread further, there is a growing misconception of what it is actually supposed to be. She explained it's easy to confuse it for a specific website or application or something related to gaming, but the metaverse is just a version of the internet that has become free from the two-dimensional limitations of the screen and enter a three-dimensional space. So basically, the metaverse is a three-dimensional computer generated, basically a computer generated world universe. Basically, the metaverse is a computer generated universe that is man-made. When it comes to the astral planes or the different dimensions of this world, that is spirit made. That's spirit made, or basically fallen angels made, demons made, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to the different dimensions and planes of this earth. So what I'm basically trying to say is with this metaverse, even though it's three-dimensional space, is really going to be a man-made dimension where it's going to be a multitude of metaverses, a multitude of dimensions that is man-made. So you say this is the power of us creating our own world, creating people in our own image or avatars in our own image and stuff like that. Let's continue on. The move towards the metaverse is an inevitable trend. The cryptocurrency crash just make the path slightly rockier. Misconception and doubt are a natural part of the process, but Hernandez believes that we are in a valuable period of time when many have started it to thoroughly consider the capacity of the space. New ideas then will also follow. In 2023, she predicted that we will see an increase of digital items and experiences, with brands finding ways to further enhance their product offerings through the metaverse. This will likely take the form of physical items with digital identities that not only acts as a certificate of authenticity, but also open doors to a range of other experiences, from events invitations to exclusive content, following fashion growing presence in the metaverse. She also expects to see beauty brands becoming more prominent in the space. Users of the future wants products that offer more, rather than something static and then changing. They want an item that evolves with them to provide new and exciting experiences. Hernandez shares for brands, the focus will be on creating products that go beyond just being beautiful or functional. There's a particular lifestyle that comes inhibited in each item. Metaverse companies will also need to develop products that make the space less intimidating for new users. And with increasing the number of people entering the metaverse, Hernandez expect to see lower prices across the space. As with all things new, it is unavoidable that the metaverse will face scrutiny. The effects of last year's cryptocurrency crash are still ongoing, and Hellenists think appreciation or appreciation around the space is understandable. Unfortunately, in such a young industry, if one sector is doing badly, it affects the perception of the industry as a whole. Still, she believes that the crash will not have lasting repercussions on the longevity of the space. She explains the move towards the metaverse is an inevitable trend. There is no way to set it back. The crash just makes the path towards it slightly rockier. The question she believes is not whether the metaverse will happen, but rather what will we find within the space when it becomes widespread. We need to create metaverse filled with things that people will really love doing. Wherever we build, it has to be exciting. It has to make people happier and to improve their lives. So there you have it, man. So what she basically saying is that even though the metaverse is not popular with the companies that want to create it, really though it's gonna be artificial. Like in the war economic form, they already know this, but it's gonna be artificial intelligence that's really gonna develop these metaverses. Because when it comes down to artificial intelligence, because right now when it comes to video games that's trying to be developed for these new gaming consoles, they say it takes about 6 or 5 years to fully master it in every detail. You know, that's coming from human beings. We are limited to what we can do to make things perfect in a way that even though we might not see it at first, but we have to re-look at over and over again and focus our attention on that specific coding, on that specific graphic, or that specific ray tracing on FPS. So basically what I'm trying to say when it comes to artificial intelligence, they're going to be the main ones that's definitely going to basically develop these metaverses and speed it up to at least a week or a day or even a month. But it will never be a year, depending on the intelligence, the quantum computing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. So the metaverse might be forgotten right now, but will never be forgotten forever. And that's one thing I want to say. Is this your boy, Tab Money? I'm finna sign off. That's what I want to say. So peace.